Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to Crusader Kings III as we are playing as the Dokeianos dynasty in our roleplay series. Alright, so if you guys recall, last episode we left off at war against these Muslims here in Sicily, and we are in fact very much losing that war. We'll probably lose it, which would result in us just losing a little bit of money. So it's not that big of a deal, but I'm going to try and win it, guys. I'm not willing to give up on this. As I mentioned last episode, it's definitely a goal for us to try and get some holdings here in southern Italy or Sicily. Of course, to get a little bit of redemption for our father facing defeat here in the area. I guess that'd be like 38 years before. So the first thing we're going to do here before we continue with this conflict, because I'm not going to give up on it, guys. I really want to see if we can win it. And again, we only lose a little bit of money. And it's not like they'll accept a white piece anyways, so might as well fight it out. So let's go ahead and arrange this by some of all skills. And I have already set up the filters here. And I've already looked for a marriage that would bring in a good alliance or potentially bring us some lands. And nobody will accept any of our marriage offers because, we're just not important enough. So we will have to continue to marry based on like traits and skills and stuff, since we can't get alliances or inheritances. So we're going to go ahead and marry, I think, this French character here. She is beautiful. That is the level 3 trait of that. So very good bonuses there. And then she's sadistic, arrogant, and ambitious. So I think a good fit for our son. They will both be ambitious together. So let's go ahead and arrange that marriage. And you'll see that they're willing to accept because it's just a marriage between her and him. It doesn't look like she's a wanderer, so she doesn't have a liege. So that's probably the reason why she's willing to accept that. Because it seems like nobody wants to marry into our dynasty, which I don't think it should be so difficult to get a marriage just because you're a count. I mean, this is still a pretty powerful character here. This is a lot of land to control here in Greece. So the idea that nobody would want to marry into us is kind of strange. So the marriage did go through. So what we're doing is we're just waiting until after we've rebuilt up all of our men-at-arms, as well as at least a few of our levies. We're probably not going to have that as high as I'd like. And then, of course, we need a bit of money so that we can hire some mercenaries, which I think the minimum we need is in the upper 100s here. So we need a lot more than what we have. There's this one here, the Longbeard Band. This is heavy infantry, so I don't think it'd be quite as useful. I guess it would counter. I want to say he has. Let's just double check here. But I do want to say that he is using pikemen. Yeah, he's using pikemen. So we could counter those pikemen with these heavy infantry. So I guess there would be that advantage. It's 154 gold here. So we don't have enough right now. I guess we could use them. I mean, we don't have a lot of time left, guys. You can see that the ticking war score is going up quite quickly. We might not even have time to do anything at all. We'll just have to see. But again, we got to get at the very least, we have to get the men-at-arms built up. We need to get them up to their full size. And man, we can just not sway this guy. We're looking at 64%, but yeah, we have failed so many times. I've been quite surprised with just how many times we have failed. So yeah, maybe we'll wait until this gets up to like 85, 88%, somewhere around there. That might give us enough time, and then whatever we have is what we'll have. But as of right now, we could not win. We do have the men-at-arms built back up. The levies are still short. But the men-at-arms are built up, and really it's just money that we're currently waiting on. Which we're now earning better money since we're not reinforcing the men-at-arms. So just looking at him, again, he still has the 2,700 troops here. And most of those are likely the mercenaries that he hired. However, out of those, there's only 300... Oh yeah, that doesn't count the mercenaries, never mind. Yeah, I was going to say he only has 300 men-at-arms, but yeah, he's got all those mercenary troops as well. Which I think a good chunk of those are men-at-arms. So yeah, I feel like we have to go like now if we want to get over there in time. But yeah, we wouldn't have any... Yeah, we don't have any mercenaries yet, so there's really no point on going without the mercs. I feel like we would lose. Now, we can try and get them to fight us here in the mountains, but the AI is not going to be forced to do a battle they're not going to win. So it'd be quite risky. We can try it, but it's really just we're throwing troops over there with the hope that they attack us. But yeah, I don't know that we'll get enough money, guys. It doesn't seem like it. Again, we could just throw our troops over there and see what happens. We have 1,000 men. We'd be vastly outnumbered. Again, we wouldn't be able to fight here, But maybe if they attack us in the mountains, we can make it happen. But yeah, it'd be really difficult to flee to the mountains if we come over here to try and siege. Yeah, I just don't know, guys. I don't think we're going to have the money. And unfortunately, we don't have any way to get money either. Let's see if this event will give us any money. All is fair. Many treaties have been written on honorable conduct in war, but those authors' lives weren't on the line when they put pen to paper. I know from experience the best way to defeat my enemies is to ensure we only engage in battle on my terms. The question is, what terms would be most advantageous? So we can say I'll trick my enemies into overextending. It's an intrigue challenge. 50% chance that we'll gain 100 martial lifestyle experience points, and that we'll get to practice manipulative tactics, which would be super helpful. Wow, look at that. That's 5 years. That would be significant. Or we'll have a 50% chance that we spend 75 prestige, and then we get the nickname The Foolish. We can say hit and run tactics will wear down my foes, and that'll result in less retreat losses and less friendly fatal casualties. Or we say I will not stoop to fighting dirty. Well, I don't think there's anything that would indicate that we wouldn't fight dirty. We would just attempt to win. Yeah, I don't see anything here that would say that we wouldn't fight dirty. So just the question is, do we want to go with the intrigue challenge with a 50% chance of getting it, or go with the for sure bonus here, which isn't quite as good? Yeah, it's just not as good. But you know what? I think we're going to go with this one. 50% is not good odds. So yeah, let's go with that, guys. And that'll give us a nice bonus here. Still short on the money, so remember we also have to pay for our troops to go across the sea, and we don't want to go in debt. Yeah, I just don't think we're going to have enough, guys. Right, let me see, we're running 2.8. Yeah, I think we're just going to have to raise up as is and see if we can't get them to fight us in the mountains. We have that new bonus. We'll have the defender advantage in the mountains if they attack us. Of course, we already have advantage. And maybe that battle, if we win it, and again, they would have to attack us, so, you know, if they refuse to attack us, then this isn't going to work. But yeah, there's really nothing else to do here, guys. Let's just go ahead and do it. Let's raise our armies and probably lose here, but again, I'm not willing to give it up. We have 1,200 men. I mean, that's not a terrible number here, guys. I'm going to cost that 12 gold to come in here. We're also in the negative, so yeah, we're never going to be able to get the mercenaries. But I think if we had waited, I think we'd still be in the same position. I think what would happen if we waited any longer? I think if we had waited any longer, then we would have just found ourselves not even be able to go, because we're right now pushing it to the very last minute here, guys. So 1,800 troops there. So it looks like his army is split. We could barely, yeah, I mean, who knows? Let's go here while we have the recently disembarked penalty. So if he attacks us, we'll be in the mountains. But maybe we can even attack him. I don't know where his other army is. We would not have time to get the siege done, so we have to win a battle. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to lose the recently disembarked penalty, which we lose here in about 15 days. And then maybe just throw ourselves at him. We don't know where his army is. He's clearly not going to attack us. So I don't see any other way to go about this than to just attack him and see what happens. Just kind of like one last gamble before the war is officially lost. I wish we were able to get something that would help us here. Now, we don't have light cav, heavy cav, or skirmishers, so none of that would help. This doesn't help either. I guess the counter efficiency would be nice if we got that later. And the siege progress would be great too. But yeah, none of this is really going to help us, guys. So we'll just go after this one here, even if it doesn't help. Alright, so he is going to attempt to attack us. Oh, damn. And I moved too quickly, so he's going to get the... we're going to have the penalty. Maybe not. Okay, we lost the penalty. And now with that, he's forced to attack us. And we would win, as it seems. So this might be enough. I don't know, though. It said we'd win. But it's hard to say exactly what's going to happen. It looks like, unfortunately, our brother was maimed. Wow, that's rough. So we're at 22 advantage here. 97% war score. And looks like the Emperor has declared war on Croatia. Okay. So he's going to attempt to expand up north against the Christians, fellow Christians, rather than expanding any further against the Turks. Remember, they did just have a war against the Turks. I imagine that has ended. Yeah, it looks like it has ended. I don't know who won that. I missed the notification. So I don't even know what it was over. and I can't remember where the land was at, so I can't even say what happened there. Yeah, just barely a few hundred men here. I'm surprised that it's going as it is, but it does seem we're going to lose despite the fact that it said we'd win. So that's kind of unfortunate because it said we'd win there, but again, that's not always a for sure thing. So with that, we have lost the conflict, but I felt like it was worth it. You know, going into like a final battle, just put everything we have in to try and get the win here, but it does look like we were defeated, unfortunately. So that's a real bummer. And we need to select a new chancellor. Was that our brother in that position? Did he... Yeah, he's about to die. Near death. He has been maimed. So unfortunately, our brother will die, which we figured he was going to die anyways. It's just such a bummer that they didn't have a kid first. So that's kind of a shame. And she's our current spy master now. So we're going to have to pick somebody else to do this position. We could go ahead and give our son a position here. It looks like he was wounded as well. All right, is he a knight? I'm not entirely sure how he got wounded. I don't think he was a knight. It doesn't say. Oh, no, he is one. Yep. All right, so our son is a knight. I mean, he's no longer our only heir. But yeah, I want to play as this character, so I don't want him to get killed. Although we might end up having better sons here. I suppose we could leave him, and then maybe, although it would be his, okay, so it would actually be his son that would take over, since they have had a child together. I didn't know that we had a grandchild. All right, fantastic. And it looks like the grandchild did inherit the trait handsome. So that is one below her trait. So they already had a kid together. That was super quick. They did not waste any time. So that's excellent. So he'll have increased diplomacy, increased fertility, and increased attraction opinion. So with the ladies, or I guess whoever is attracted to him. So yeah, I think we will go ahead and mark him so he can't fight anymore. At least until we know that our other sons are going to be really good. So yeah, let's go and get a chancellor appointed. We're looking for the best character here. The mayor, in fact, would be the best one. But the mayor is already our steward. So I guess the best choice is our son. So he'll work as the chancellor. And let's go ahead and just say that he's not going to serve as a knight for now. Although we don't really have very many knights. But yeah, let's go ahead and forbid him from being a knight. If we had the money, we could hire some. I guess we have enough. Alright, so we're going to lose a lot of that, though, because we just lost this war. So we paid them, I think that was 103 gold. That means we can disband our armies, though. We have to wait until they finish moving before we're able to disband them. So we did lose our first war, and I believe that's the first war I've lost, period, on this channel for CK3. We played that whole series last time, and I don't think we ever lost a war. I could be wrong. Correct me if you watched that series, and if we did. But from my memory, if my memory's correct, I think we never lost a war in that one. We did do a white peace one or two times, where it was just too much of a pain in the butt to like finish the war. But yeah, I don't think we ever lost any wars. So yeah, we did lose a war. And your culture has joined the high medieval era. New innovations are available. Of course, we are not able to do the innovations, but I would like to see who's the cultural head. The emperor is. Okay, that should be expected. So yeah, he has control over what we're working on right now, and he's currently doing the bailiffs, which will give us the increased domain limit. Right now, we actually have plenty of room in our domain limit, and it looks like we are at war again. It was our liege, the Duke, who has declared war for the same territory that we attempted to. Well, I hope he gets his butt kicked as bad as we did. We were actually able to sway him for once. We'll keep it going because we would like to get that a little bit higher. Our brother did die, unfortunately. Never had any children either. So we are the last of our line. The last attempt to keep this line going is just us and our sons. That's all that is of our dynasty. So if all of our sons die, then that's it. We lose the game. So very, very close to a complete loss in this campaign. It's just a few characters. Something we never had in the previous one, since the De Normandy dynasty did have a lot more members when we started. So our cousin was slain in battle as well. Of course, that's not of our dynasty. So I guess what we're doing now is rebuilding our numbers, but we should go ahead and start planning for the next conflict, guys. So I almost want to just go to war against our liege. He is just as strong as us, though. But I want to say like all of our neighbors here have the capacity to be stronger as well. Because remember, these guys all have a liege here that we'd have to fight. Let's just take a look and see if any of the lieges could be defeated here. This guy is really not that powerful. We might be able to defeat him. We could also go across the way and see if we could fight this guy. He's not doing so well. Yeah, maybe we'll try and take one of his titles. Maybe go after this one here. Yeah, I think that would work. And it still kind of connects to us here. So yeah, let's do that, guys. Let's try and fabricate a claim here. Although, is that where we want to do this? The monthly progress would be quite low. Yeah, very, very low because it's not considered adjacent. But again, I do feel like that's probably the best location. Well, let me just take a look at this one here. This one is considered adjacent. And that is that Countess. Now remember, if we declare war on these counts here, you know, that's why I'm looking at the Duke, because it will bring the Duke. You're declaring war on the Duke. You can only declare war on those that are either of the same liege as you, which our liege doesn't have any other vassals besides us, or those that have like the same top liege. So basically we could declare war on anybody who is a direct liege of the emperors, is what I mean. So we could declare war on this guy here without declaring war on the emperor. So we can only do it with the dukes outside of a realm. So that's the reason why I wanted to go there. And yeah, this is a countess, so we can't declare war on her without bringing the duke in. So I think that's probably the only option available that would be a weak country. And I think the reason why they're so weak is because they were just fighting that same war that we were over here in Sicily, and they lost pretty bad. He might still be fighting it, actually. Let me just double check here. No, he did finish it, and he did lose that. Alright, so let's see what this is about. Of all the buffoonery I have seen, in Nikolaus's inane efforts to improve my relations with my neighbors, my good-for-nothing chancellor has officially acknowledged Countess Maria's claim to the county of Demetrius. So that's our capital county here. Okay, so the Countess Maria now has a claim there, and that's the one we were just looking at. So she could declare war on us. That would, of course, bring our duke in, though, if she was to declare war over that. So we'll see if she ends up trying to press that claim. It'd be really bad if she tried to press the claim while we were doing this war here. Now, this war is going to go this claim is going to go really slowly. But again, I think that's the easiest one to fight. Given he could build his strength back up, though. He does have an ally as well. Who's his ally? Oh, okay, this guy over here in Cyprus. Alright, it'd be a tougher fight, I think. I think the main issue is going to be the fact that, and I didn't realize I had that paused. I think the main issue is going to be that this is going to go up so damn slow. This is going to take a long time. Our character's aging. We're already 53 years old, guys. And we haven't really been able to do much here, just because it takes so long to get the claims. The claims take quite a while. And of course, a big part of that is our really, really terrible bishop. But this one takes that extra time. But yeah, I don't know where else we'd go. Oh, we got some more money. Fantastic. And while I do want to build buildings, guys, I really feel like this situation here has got to be improved. Our men-at-arms are it's just not enough. We need to build up our total numbers if we want to be able to win these conflicts. So yeah, this is going to take forever, guys. But again, I don't know who else would do it unless we were to go against our own liege, which he's pretty weak. So we could join a faction against him. Yeah, I think we might end up doing that, guys. Now we can't do an independent one. All we can do is the crown authority. Alright, so that's a bummer. There's really nothing to do here then. I don't see any reason to just reduce crown authority. Alright, so that's kind of a shame. If we had a claim on his title, or anybody else had a claim on his title in our lands, we could do a rebellion to put him on the throne, but that wouldn't really help us much. So frankly, there's not much to be done here against our liege. So we'll just have to try and get our own duchy title, in which case we would leave his rule, since he can't be, can't be a vassal of somebody who's the same rank of you. So that's really the only way we can go here, guys. As far as our chances of doing that, just take a look at the duchy title. So out of this duchy title, we would have to expand this way. And then I want to say that this is part of this one, so to usurp that, that belongs to our liege as well, so we wouldn't be able to usurp that. That's right. We did sway him again. Let's try and do it one more time. It does get us a lot more like troops and taxes, as you guys can already see that increasing. So it's very helpful to get that up. Yeah, I think expanding up this way would probably be the best option. But again, it would be a tougher fight. Yeah, it'd be a little bit of a tougher fight. He's at war with that other guy, though, so we already have this going, and it's already a third of the way done, so there's really no way around it now. But yeah, I kind of regret not doing it against him, because it would have been quicker to get the war goal. It is what it is now, though. Nothing we can do about it. So, looks like Michael's more likely to get a good education. Alright, so that's awesome. I almost want to make him a knight again. Maybe Michael will end up being great. Remember, we're having him do the stewardship education here. He's content and fickle. Okay. And so that makes him better at diplomacy. He's getting more learning here. I don't know how good he's going to be at the stewardship. Yeah, but I almost regret not changing him to the learning education, and then we could have had him join the church. I think that would have been kind of cool. Our son Manuel is rowdy, so we could go ahead and give him a martial education. Maybe he can serve as a knight, since that's definitely something we could use as more knights. In fact, we probably want to go ahead and hire some knights with the money we have rather than getting more men-at-arms. So we'll go do that in a minute. Let's do this event first. So delegation from Napaktos, something like that, slowly flies out over my private chambers. Our long meeting finally over. The petitioners beg for money to repair the crumbling walls of the holding and have invoked my lordly duty to help them. Seems awfully similar to an event we already did. I think it's a little bit different, though. I drop my fingers on the table, pondering whether to send them the funds. Good fortifications are hideously expensive. Yeah, I think this is the event we saw last episode. So I have a duty here for my subjects. And again, I think we have to do that one. Although we can supervise the reconstruction personally, it does result in some stress. That you do get some martial experience, lifestyle experience, which would be helpful. They put us in the critical level for the stress, though. Huh. I wonder if we held a feast, would that reduce it enough? Because that would be 30 stress. Put us down to 30. And then we could do that. So yeah, we could do it, but the question is it worth it? Probably not. It's pretty low chances here. A very high chance of getting the disastrously rebuilt walls. Yeah, I think we're going to do the supervise, guys. Let's send out the invitations. We'll do the feast here. We'll lose the stress. And then we'll go ahead and do the supervised reconstruction personally. I know this isn't going to go well, but yep, we completely botched it. So it was pointless. But we did get the points, though. Yeah, it looks like the points you got regardless, the extra 100 points there. So it wasn't entirely worthless. So let's go ahead and get envelopment, men-at-arms, counter efficiency will be increased. A cheery gathering, so yeah, this is the feast event. And we'll throw a feast, and, you know, that'll have its benefits as well. As one plate of food is replaced by the next, my wife, Countess Zoe, goes on and on about the investment opportunities, and that was how we salvaged that mess. Are you sure I'm not boring you, my lord? So we say, no, please go on. And then we get that interesting conversation modifier, which of course gives us the diplomacy and learning bonuses. We say, why don't we talk more about you instead? We'll create a friendship with our wife. So, yeah, I don't think there's anything would say we do either of these. So I guess we'll just go with this one here. That'll increase our opinion with everybody. We'll have higher diplomacy. Disaster strikes. So we've seen this event happens all the time, but since it's the first one in this playthrough, we'll go and read it. My lord, the wine we cracked open the next barrel, it has gone bad. It has all gone bad. The feast is still raging, but without the drink, the mood is sure to dwindle at a cruel pace. So he said the wine merchant should be in town. We'll have to spend that little bit of money that we have to get the fought thirst. And then it'll increase our prestige. Or you say we'll all have to pitch in. And I think that's the one we might end up doing. I guess the way we'd have to look at this is, does diligent result in us feeling like we have to do our duty at all times? Or is it just that we're not lazy? It's the opposite of lazy. So we're just not, we're willing to work hard and do our job. But you gotta ask yourself, do you feel like, that this would be our duty to pay for it since it's our feast? And I guess we'll go with that, even though I kind of would prefer to do the other option, honestly. The font thirst is nice for the prestige, but when you look up here between our prestige and our money, the money is clearly the issue right now. Plus the benefits that we get from the prestige, or I should say the fame, is just not as useful for us at the moment. The secular opinion, we don't have vassals to really worry about, and extra knights doesn't help us because we don't have any money to hire new knights. So our guests have departed, and thus we gain more prestige and more opinion. So neither one of those were very helpful. The opinion boost or any of the prestige at this moment just doesn't help us much. Our real issue is, of course, money. We don't have any money to do anything right now. But yeah, I think the next thing we're going to do is invite knights, try and at least get the bare minimum, which as of right now, we have 2, looks like they were all in prison, so I think they just got ransomed out. Alright, so that fixed the situation quite a bit. And it seems they might have just been released. Huh, was he defeated? He was. Alright, so it looks like the Emperor has taken control of that county. So that's kind of a bummer because I wanted to be the one to expand into Sicily, but you know, it was a tough fight. He hired a lot of mercenaries, and because of that, we weren't able to win. We just didn't have the money. All right, so yeah, he was able to win that conflict. He took over that little bit of land in Sicily there. Okay. So yeah, a little bit of a shame that we weren't the ones to conquer it, but at least that guy was defeated. And us being a very revenge-minded character, I think we'd be very happy that the Emperor defeated that man. So we're at 89, so I don't think we need to sway any further. The reason why we're so high is, of course, because of that, because of the feast we just did. So when I cancel, that was only 36% chance of being successful anyways. And then let's go in and go with our wife next, though our opinion with her is not too bad. We're going to do it anyway, though. Let's go ahead and... I don't think we'll romance her. I don't really think our character would be into doing that. You know, attempting to romance her. You know, he's an older man. Yeah, I don't know that he would do that, guys. And we already have a bunch of kids as well. So yeah, I don't think we're gonna do that, guys. I don't think we'll attempt to romance. We'll just increase her opinion a little bit. Sway her. We got a 66% chance here. Try and get it up a little bit higher. 1 successful sway is what we're looking for. Overall, though, when you don't have, you know, powerful vassals, it's just there's not a lot of characters that you need to sway. I suppose if we were to sway anybody, it'd be people we're trying to get marriages with. We do have a bunch of kids who are about to come of age and are going to need some marriages. And so that would probably be the next thing we want to do after swaying our wife, is to try and sway some of the neighboring characters in the hope that we can get an alliance with one of them. I think that'd help a lot. Yeah, this is taking way longer than expected. We're going to be dead by the time we get this. And... it's become clear, so we spend 75 prestige. Do we... okay, it was discovered, which means it's going to go even slower, I think. Or do we just get opinion? Opinion penalties. So we were overcome with stress because our mother just died, increasing our stress by 24. Maybe we should have went on a hunt or something to decrease that. We did have a mental break very early on here. If you guys recall, we didn't have very mental breaks in the entire last series. Maybe like 3 or 4, you know, through, you know, however many years we played, which was quite a bit. You know, 100-something years. Maybe even close to 200. I don't remember where we stopped, but we played for quite a while. We didn't have very mental breaks, so this is already becoming a very different campaign and much more challenging, again, because we're playing as a count rather than a king. So you're seeing we're having mental breaks, we're losing wars, all that kind of good stuff. By God, petitioners from the realm have been queuing up lately. This work feels endless, yet another one steps forward, evidently a distressed merchant of some kind. I'll get to your problems in a few weeks, but you're not important enough for anything faster. The merchant gawps at me, blinking rapidly in shock. Was it something I said? So to get rid of our stress, we can say I'm going for a ride now, and then we'll get the athletic trait. So that's actually a good one. We'll lose 35 stress. This is a really good one that doesn't happen often. I think it might have something. I'm not sure what unlocks it. Maybe the brilliant strategist. Not entirely sure. But this is one of the few that are overall beneficial. Of course, we say drink this is too much for a sober mind. We commit a drunkard. Or we say I am the count. I can do this. Yeah, I feel like as a military man, we'd go for a ride. That's a fantastic option. You don't get that one very often either. And that one does have those nice bonuses there. The increased prowess, which you can see our prowess is already dropping due to old age. Also a health boost, which means we might live a little bit longer. Apparently the stubborn increases your health as well. It counters penalties. Okay. And Countess Zoe is actually pregnant and sick at the same time. Oh, well, that's quite unfortunate. She has typhus. Today I was given grave news. My wife Zoe has fallen ill with typhus. The future is uncertain. Death lingers closely by her bedside. Yet she might survive. Only God knows. So we can send for a court position, which we never did get one, or we can say this is an enemy I cannot protect it from. Let's go and send for a court position, and we'll hire one. We need to do that anyway. We could also look to see if we have any here in our court that would be decent. Of course, we have our spy master, but yeah, I don't think we'll remove her from that position. So yeah, I think we'll just have to hire somebody. Let's take a look and see how good these guys are. He's pretty good. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Yeah, I think we'll take him. It's gonna be all our money, of course, but that's all right. Hopefully he'll be able to heal our wife, because man, she is not looking good right now. It is time to decide how to treat Zoe's typhus. I would recommend drastic measures, but the choice is yours, my lord. So we can say, be cautious, do no more than what is necessary. Time has come for drastic measures. There will be no treatment, or the choice is up to my wife. Let's see what we do. As a stubborn character, I feel like we wouldn't give it up to her. I'd feel like we'd have a position, and we would want that to be the one that happens. Other than that, I wouldn't say there's anything else that would lead us to do any of these routes. I don't think we'd do there would be no treatment. So I think it needs to be one of these two. And yeah, let's do drastic measures. We'll try that out. Probably won't go well, but it takes a moment to recognize Countess Zoe. She's so bruised and swollen, she barely looks human. As I grab her hand, my wife attempts to speak, but no sound passes her lips. The heartless physician is standing in the corner of the room, anxiously wringing his hands. So I can say, this will not happen again. Do you understand me? And we're gonna get stressed because we're vengeful, so we don't want to let him off. And then we'll get the he'll get the chastised physician, increasing his learning but decreasing his prestige. So yeah, he got the botched disease treatment, and she's one-legged. Apparently he chopped her leg off, because that's how you heal typhus, if you didn't know. If you go to the doctor, make sure you let him know that. We all know the risk. You are forgiven. Again, we gain a lot of stress because we're vengeful, so we can't do either of these because none of our traits would indicate we would do those. In fact, I think the stubborn would make it even less likely we do those ones. Guard, just put him under lock and key, and so yeah, we can lock him up, or we can just say he's going to die. Both of these are acts of tyranny. Not that that affects us all that much. So which one do we want to do? I think we're just going to straight up kill him. Not really like a torture or anything like that, so we probably would have killed him anyway. So we'll do this one. It'll cost us 100 piety, so we're going to become a sinner. But I think that's exactly what our vengeful character would do here. So, yeah. And maybe it wasn't low enough to bring us down. Now, I don't know if that affected the devotion or not. Like, taking it down. But it had to go much, it had to go below this in order to become a sinner. And it looks like she did die. My dear Zoe, I might not have loved you, yet I feel your passing more acutely than I ever thought possible. You were always there, my constant companion. Did I take you for granted? There are so many things left unsaid. Sir, our wife died while pregnant. Wow, that is quite sad. So we gained 12 stress. So not as much as we would have had we had stronger feelings for her. Alright, so that's who we were swaying. We could go ahead and remarry, which I always typically do. Remarry. Just for the bonuses of having a spouse. Unless you would say in a roleplay purpose that your character's devastated and doesn't want to remarry, which I don't think is the case for us. So let's go ahead and go through here and see what's the differences here. So yeah, we want an all. That's what was stopping us. So let's go ahead and take a look at heritable traits again, because there's just not going to be any good alliances, I don't think. I mean, we could take a look and see if there's anything. Just kind of sort this by alliance power and see if there's actually a duke who's willing to ally with us. Okay, that could cause some issues though, because I don't know if the Byzantine Empire is going to be attempting to expand into there. So that could result in some issues. That is a very powerful vassal though, who has some daughters, although they're very, very young. I think it would probably be better to arrange this marriage for, are these grandkids? Huh. Granddaughter of Duke Robert. Interesting. I'm not entirely sure how she's related to him and why that results in an alliance here. Is Duke Robert one of his brothers or something? And he's a duke. Okay, I'm not entirely sure why this results in alliance with them. Yeah, I don't know who she is. But that would be more of a marriage for one of our sons rather than ourselves. A 5-year-old little girl, we're 50-something. Yeah, I don't think that is better than just arranging the marriage for one of our sons instead. We'll take a look and see if there's any other. I'm not seeing any though. These are all just counts, which they're probably fairly weak. Yeah, these guys are weak. So probably not going to get a good alliance outside of that one. So, I mean, it's not a bad alliance here, guys. All right, so there's Duke Robert the Fox. So he's here. So we wouldn't want an alliance with him. It doesn't create one with him, of course, but okay, interesting. But still not finding out how she's related to this guy here. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I'm not sure how she ended up in that court. But yeah, I think we'll arrange a marriage for her and our son, one of our sons. So let's go and do that now. We're gonna want to do not our grandson, just a son. So maybe Manuel. Just take a look at him. He's our rowdy one. I wanted him to be a knight, so she won't have any titles. She's not set to inherit anything, it looks like. Yeah, I don't think she's going to inherit anything. Just looking at him, he only has the 2 daughters. If he was to get a title, then she would be the one to inherit it, which would result in whatever son we arrange this marriage for, he would end up leaving. We could do it for Michael instead. You know, let's do it for Michael. I know that they're a little bit further in age. I think that's all right. He would not be willing to accept that. It looks like he would only be willing to do the marriage for her if it was us, I think. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to do that. I feel like this is way too far of an age difference. We won't even be alive for the marriage. Not to mention that's a 5-year-old girl. We're 56. Yeah, that's... Even for the Middle Ages, that's a bit much, I feel. So yeah, that's not going to work, guys. So I think what we're going to have to do is just go ahead and, base this off of what we've been basing this off of, skills and traits and stuff. I don't really think there's going to be any other options for a while. This is a genius here. She's 44, though, so we wouldn't be passing that on to anybody, but it would be useful for, having her as one of our counselors, so if that's all we wanted to marry for. Now, we don't know anybody. I was gonna say if like we had a friend or something, a female friend, we could do it for that reasons. But yeah, it's just gonna be based solely off of skills. Our sister-in-law, that's right, she married our brother, and they never had kids. We could marry her. You know what? I think that's what we're gonna do, guys. Yeah, I think we're gonna arrange the marriage for her. There's probably some better options here. But I feel like this is the story here. We've been working in together. She's our spy master. She's unmarried now, a widow, and we're gonna marry her. We've started a relationship, I feel, over that period. So yeah, let's go ahead and do this, guys. We're gonna lose 100 prestige from this marriage, of course. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna marry our sister-in-law. All right, fantastic. And she's still marked as our sister-in-law. I don't know if that's going to change. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and do this. This is going to cost more money than we have, of course. So we're going to have to get back into the positive. And our spouse aids us in martial studies. 300 plus martial skill. And that's going to give us 1+ learning. Nice. So already our wife is helping us out. We might want to look at what she's currently doing here. If assist ruler is still the best option. This is giving us a total of 8, 9, 10 points. We could go just straight 9 to patronage. Doesn't really help that much. That's just going to get us a little bit of piety. We could do 8+ for the court intrigue. Not really doing much intrigue. Yeah, I think we'll likely just go ahead and leave it as is with the assist ruler. I think that's the best option for us. We have an open council position. Oh yes, I didn't think about the fact that she would no longer be our spy master. Yep, but that's fine. We have Gabriel here. I remember he was our former spy master, our knight, and he had been captured. And so that's the reason why he was removed. So this works out fine. We're able to replace him or bring him back onto our council without pissing her off. So that worked out nicely. So yeah, let's go and appoint him as our spy master. And we could always have him find some secrets. So there's really not much to do with those secrets besides try and force marriages. We could take a look, see if there's anybody who would really like to arrange a marriage for. I think him potentially. He does have a daughter and a son. Looks like neither one of them are married yet. So yeah, let's go ahead and try and get the secret on him. We tried this before and it didn't work. We'll try it again this time. I mean, it did work. We just didn't get it on who we wanted the secret on, which was that character, of course. Let's go and pick up a perk here. Living off the land. It gives more supply capacity. That's always helpful. And we're not that far away from getting the next perk, which is very nice. Allows us to do the sieges much quicker. Which the forts in this part of the world are overall much larger. And we do need to pick some educations for our children, get them some guardians. We'll do that now. So let's go and take a look at him. Michael, I thought he had a guardian. Maybe we didn't give him one? Oh, that's right. Our wife was his guardian. So he needs a new one. He did get all of his traits, by the way. He's now arrogant. So both of our sons are arrogant, apparently. And he is friends with his brother. All right, awesome. So maybe they won't have any issues. So is he? Yeah, he is the heir to the county here. So I think our son's only going to get one county, if I'm not mistaken. We might want to take a look and see if there's anything we can change in regards to inheritance, but I don't think so, guys. We'll take a look at that in a minute. Let's go ahead and get the guardian situation dealt with first. So let's go to our family, take a look at Michael here, and he is doing the stewardship education, so we're going to want to find somebody who'd be good at that. So I was looking to see if we would be a good pick to finish up his education, because our stewardship and learning is not bad. So basically, the learning is worth half of the points. So we were trying to get a straight number here. It'd be 11 plus like 6. So 17 total. Well, the mayor here is 15 and then 5 with the learning. So that'd be 17 total as well. So essentially, we could just improve his opinion by doing this. And that's what we're going to do. So let's go and offer him the wardship for Michael. And that'll increase his opinion. Not that the opinion of a mayor matters all that much. But he is, of course, on our council, so it helps in that sense. And then we had one more child. That's right. We have our other son, Manuel, who I also want to make sure that he's doing the martial education. So we're going to change that up. And then let's go ahead and get him a guardian. So let me just take a look and see if we have any vassals that are good for that. So we got another mayor here. He's okay. That'd be a total of 14, but I think we're probably the best option to train Manuel. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to educate him ourselves, even if that does result in a little bit of stress. All right, excellent. So we can always work off some stress as well. A healthy body begets a healthy mind. I wonder if that's from the diligent trait, and rather than the brilliant strategist like I had initially thought. I don't remember how it unlocks, but it's just a great bonus there, that athletic one. All right, so of course the mayor accepted that. So we can always work off some stress. We get sweaty, I guess, and then we don't bathe ourselves for 1 year. Yeah, for 1 year we don't bathe. That's awesome, and we'll lose some stress from that. Because stress is still really high, guys. So I almost feel like we should do that. Yeah, let's go and do that, guys. Some people will dislike us because we'll be smelly, but it'll be okay. As I finish yet another lap around my castle, I can already feel my worries dripping off me together with the sweat. Some people say I run from my problems, but I say I run towards solutions. All right, so another lap, and that'll reduce our stress by 24. Try and stop us from having these issues here, guys. We are in debt, of course, so I can't declare war on them yet, despite the fact that we have the claim. And Zoe also needs a guardian, so we'll take a look at her in a second. And we did uncover a secret. It's just a guest of the Duke, though, so we'll have to keep it running. That's not what I was looking for. And yeah, we are the Emperor's in some wars right now, as is I think our Duke is the one involved in one of these, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, let's go ahead and get somebody set up for our daughter here. She is quick. She did get the quick trait. And figure that she would be the only one of our children who got that from her mother. That's great. So she got the quick trait. She's also bossy. She has the martial education right now. The other option would be to do the stewardship. We already have somebody doing martial and stewardship. I mean, it doesn't really matter here. We'll have her do the stewardship one. I should have looked at her base here, because it looks like she has a much higher base. Yeah, her base stewardship is absolutely terrible, but we won't be able to change it again. We already changed it. Probably should have kept her on the martial. Scandalous Priest. I'm not a big fan of this event, just because it fires too damn often and the options are terrible. The Orthodox world was appalled to learn that the patriarch himself was caught in flagrante delicto, that's something sexual there, with several young servants in his home. Probably mispronounced that. The poor aide who discovered them had to avert his eyes while the culprits rushed to grab their clothes and get dressed. While scandals among the clergy are nothing new, many are aghast that the head of our faith would succumb to such temptations. So of course we can condemn him to gain some piety. He'll dislike us for that. And then we can defend his character publicly, costing us prestige and piety, and we'll get stressed because we're vengeful. Huh, interesting. Do we have something against this guy? Maybe I should just say silent about that and then increase our stress. Alright, well, I'll say as a stubborn character, we're going to stand by our values as a Christian. And apparently we have something against him, so we're going to condemn him for his transgressions. I'm not entirely sure why the vengeful. I guess you'd want to punish him for doing something wrong. Okay, I see. I think that's what the way they looked at that. The time we spend together. I do not hold my wife close to my heart, and the more time I spend with her, the more I start to understand why that is. Everything she does gets on my nerves, just a little. Alright, so we'll have a little of an opinion loss. So apparently we don't like our spy master. Our former spy master. I was all arguing that we had a close relationship. Guess that's not the case, though. We finished up the task there. Is that what this is about here? Espionage Cannibalism. While performing his duties as my spy master, Gabriel has uncovered a secret held by the mayor. Of all manner of vile things, he satisfies his hunger with human flesh. Could there be anything more sickening and deranged? Oh, that's quite the secret to have. Of course, he is just a vassal of the Duke. But if we were to ever operate against the Duke, like attempt to kill him or something like that, then it'd be useful to know that about him. But other than that, I don't really see how that's helpful. Again, we're trying to get something on the Duke. Thus far, I haven't found anything. And I never did assign anybody to our daughter after selecting an education for her, so let's go and do that now. We'll look at whoever's in our court, I suppose. Not ourselves. So she is doing the stewardship. So again, looking for somebody with a decent stewardship rating. I guess we could do her. Yeah, we'll do her. Send that proposal off. And increased her opinion, of course. And we are doing okay in money. We could probably go ahead and declare war. Oh, that's how we got the money. We got some additional taxes from our steward. Excellent. The unstoppable Alexander. While studying the tactics of ancient generals, I was amazed to learn about the exploits of Alexander the Great during his conquest of Mesopotamia. During the siege of Tyre, and I think that's how you pronounce it. I could be wrong. Maybe it's Tyre. Correct me in the comments if I am. Alexander assaulted an island fortress by demolishing a nearby town and then using the rubble to build a causeway stretching from the mainland to the city's walls. It's kind of difficult to read the shading of the color here. This allowed his siege engines to attack the enemy fortress directly, though it was his navy which ultimately created a breach. That's a really cool story, by the way, guys. If you want to look more into it, how Alexander won that siege. So we say no amount of water will stop my enemies, and then we'll get in the forter trait. Crosses water without advantage penalties is very nice to have. What causeway was a great, that causeway was a feat of great ingenuity, and this will gain us the military engineer. Siege phase time will be reduced, but because we're stubborn, we're going to get 12 stress. So apparently we can't do that one then. Yeah, I don't see us doing that one because I don't see anything. Yeah, and there's no traits that would cause us to get that one. So that's the one I would go for because the sieges, man, they take so long as it is. So anything that speeds it up, I would say we'd go for that one. But again, it doesn't fit for our character. So instead we'll just get the forter. It's a good trait to have. It's helpful, I suppose. You can easily avoid crossing rivers typically though, so it's not one of the best ones. So I think we can go and declare war on this guy now. Let's see how his armies are looking. They've gained in strength a little bit, and he does have some money, so he could potentially hire some mercenaries. This could end up being a tougher fight, but we do have 1,500 troops. So even if he hired mercenaries, he wouldn't be able to outnumber us. Unless he went in debt, which in that case he would have a penalty. So he'd have the debt penalty. So I do feel like we'd be able to win this conflict. So yeah, that's what we're going to go ahead and end the episode off with, is declaring war there. I wish we had gotten some knights. Maybe we should do that first. Try and hire some, because we do not have as many knights right now as we could get. So let's go and do that first. And let's see if we can't hire some knights. And I'm hoping we get somebody really good. Yeah, that's really good. Excellent. So let's go ahead and attempt to recruit him to court. It's going to be 45 gold, so we're probably not going to get all of them. Might not be able to get even one more. we'll see. We'll see if we have the money or not. And war was declared on our liege. Okay, this is just a peasant revolt. Okay. And just another guess that we got this secret on. So yeah, just not having the luck there and getting the secret on who I'd like to have it on. So yeah, we're just waiting to see if there's any other knights that pop up here. Another heresy has happened. And a lot of people adopting it here in the Byzantine Empire. Just seeing if any of these are characters we know. And we do have a martial perk available. Excellent. Let's go ahead and get the sappers. That's going to be super helpful in this upcoming conflict. And then next we'll be getting the strategist, which does give us 1+ diplomacy, 3+ martial. Enemy fatal casualties are up plus 25%, and then we get the ability to cross the water, which we already have without the penalty. Alright, so we got another knight here who's pretty decent. If we can hire him, we will. 25 gold, much cheaper. So yeah, we'll hire him. I don't think we'll be able to hire the other one unless he ends up being a cheaper one. And looks like he's not able to find any more secrets. Alright, so that's a bummer. We could look for secrets on somebody else. Yeah, let's just say we'll do a different character. Maybe the character here. The Duke that's right here. So his capital is right there. So we'll do it right here. See if we can find something against him, because we didn't have any luck against that Duke. So we're waiting for the last knight to come. Michael came of age. Excellent. And he did fantastic. Remember, we did get that event that said he was going to be really good. So yeah, that makes me want him to be our character. So I think we might make him a knight again. Now, he wouldn't fight until some of our characters died. But yeah, we won't forbid him anymore. Now, I'm not going to force him as a knight, because I don't think that makes much sense. I know that we are pretty stubborn. And if we really wanted him to fight and be a warrior, but, you know, he's not a warrior. So I don't think we'll force him. We'll just allow him. And, of course, we'd have to lose a lot of knights before he actually fought. So yeah, I'm not going to force him again, but we'll allow him to fight if we happen to lose some of our knights. Now, we actually have pretty good knights right now, so I don't think we will hire the next one. I think we'd just go to war. That allow us to not have to wait any longer to do this war. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and declare war now, guys, for our claim here. And we'll see how it ends up going. So we could go across the sea, but that'd cost money. It'd probably be just better to go around this way, I think, to try and get the war goal. And I assume he would probably do the same. No, he'd probably go out to sea, actually, because the AI loves going out to sea. We'll have to wait and see what he does, and that's how we'd react to this. But he does have a decent number of troops, guys, because of his allies coming in. So that's 1,100 something. So with a, if he was able to hire mercenaries, which he might, I think he would, in fact, outnumber us by quite a bit. So we'd have to be strategic with our battle here in order to win. So this is what we're going to be doing next episode, guys. We're going to raise our army up here. Turn this down just a notch. And he is going to come up around this way. So we want to engage him before his allies are able to assist him in the conflict. So just looking at... I thought his ally was here in Cyprus. Maybe I looked at that wrong. There's 1,200 troops there. Was that his ally? Let's just take a look at who he's allied with. No, it is Cyprus. Okay. So, yeah, we're going to attempt to engage him. We want him to attack us, preferably. So we're going to try and go around here, and we really want to try and force him to fight us in the hills or the mountains or something like that. So we'll get the bonus. Now here, he would get the bonus since that's his fort. So it would have to be right here that he engaged us. So we need to trick him somehow, you know, get him to attack us so we can get this battle done with. So yeah, that'll be what we're going to be doing next episode. I feel like there's something I was supposed to do, and I kept saying I was going to do, and then I didn't. I don't know what it was. Let me just go through some of our stuff and see if there's anything I missed. Oh yes, the succession. Yeah, I was going to look at this, guys, because I wanted to see. Yeah, we don't have the innovation yet to get the high partition, so we can't change away from that, because as of right now, we're set to lose all of our counties, I think. Yeah, each one of our sons is going to get one of the counties. So we'll only keep the capital. Maybe we want to take a look and see if that's the best province to keep. Yeah, we'll take a look at that here in a minute. But yeah, as of right now, we'll only have one county under our control once our character dies, so that's quite unfortunate. Can we change up the... I think we're going to go and change up to limited crown authority. I think that would be good. I'm going to change up to that. I think that could help. And then maybe we'll do, we won't be able to do high crown authority as our character, but our next one will. So the last thing we're going to do is, let me just double check on this, because I've been meaning to do this. I wanted to see how much money these all earn us. And I guess we could have done that through the other screen, but yeah, it does seem that this is clearly the better one. As far as development goes, they're all around, yeah, they're all the exact same development. Yeah, this one is clearly better though. We have more upgrades and stuff. We haven't really built anything here yet. I've been focusing all our money on the military, but we really should start building constructing some buildings to increase our overall revenue. But yeah, after this war here, we'll get another county if we win, and so that will result in our son when he comes of age, which is what I'm trying to do here. While we have control of all these troops and money, I'm trying to get a 4th county so that our son will have 2. So he'll have at least a small army that he can utilize, because otherwise with just 1 county, man, that is not a lot of levies. As you guys can see here, that's a few hundred levies. That's not much. So it's going to result in a fairly small army. So yeah, we really need another county. So that's what we're going to try and do and get ourselves a county in this conflict here. Also, we need to find some marriages for our sons too. We'll have to do that next episode. We'll have to find some marriages for Michael. Michael's of age now. He needs a marriage. And then of course, Manuel is, we could try and find a marriage for him too. I'll look around before we start recording next episode and see if there's any good alliances we can get. We really need a good ally. So I'll look for a good ally or a possible inheritance, and if we don't find that, then we'll just have to continue what we're doing and marry based on traits and skills. So I hope you guys did enjoy today's episode. Very peaceful episode overall. I mean, we had that little war in the beginning that we lost. Yeah, for the most part, we were just getting ready for this war here, which took a long time. It took quite a long time to get that claim. I did not realize just how long it would take. We're a healthy guy, but our life as this character is getting closer to the end here, so we gotta try and do as much as we can while we can before we lose all of our titles. So I hope you guys did enjoy today's episode. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. I do hope to see you guys on the next episode, and thanks for watching.